Can you hear me? Test, test, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, guys. Welcome to my second ever webinar. And I got to tell you, I don't know how many of you may have been on the first webinar, but I had such a great time doing it that I just want to do them as often as you want to come in and hear me blab on about nails and stuff like that. My name is Deborah Lippman, and I am a recovering nail biter. So I saw, I think, The Music Man. There are a couple of things about my career. I think a lot of us go several different ways before we find what we really want to do. Well, I came out of the womb singing. So I don't know if you know this about me or if you're a Deborah Lippman brand fan, but all of the polishes are named after song titles. And that's because of my passion for singing. And also because I thought it was just a really clever way to tell a story of what the color is. And if you know the name of the color, if you know the song that is attached to the color, it takes you to a different place. You don't have to know the name of the song. You don't have to know the song. It doesn't have to mean anything to you, and it still means what the color means. So that's sort of just a little bit about the beginning. So I started out as a singer. Really, like in my first competition when I was 5 years old in kindergarten, I won it. I got the bug. That was it. I was in choir all through grade school, high school, the plays, the awards, all that stuff. It was like I just loved it. And then I went to college, got a degree in music. And I went to Arizona State. That's where I lived. And I went to Arizona State where they have a really good opera program. And I thought if you learn opera, then you're set for any other kind of music that you want to do. So got a degree in music, finished school. And then I went out to start singing in plays and in clubs, and had the harsh reality that there wasn't a lot of money to be made. So I was going to need to wait tables like so many struggling artists do. We quickly found out that I was literally the most untalented waitress ever known to man. I literally had a plate of red pasta with red sauce and poured it all down the front of a woman with beautiful blonde hair in an updo. I'll never forget the hair in an updo. The hair came down the front, the red was there all over her outfit. It was disaster. Needless to say, I was fired. I went home that night and I called my mom and I said, okay, so this isn't my calling. We're gonna have to find something else. So I really thought about it, and I thought I had gotten my first, soon after that, I got my first paid performing job in a like a Vegas review kind of a thing where we wore super fancy costumes. And the night we had the dress rehearsal, I went to pick up the microphone and my nails were bitten to the nub, and I'm wearing rhinestones and feathers and, long dress and all this glamorous stuff. And the director had a stroke when he saw my nails bitten. And the next day he took me to have my very first manicure. I'm now finished with college. So I'm like 19 or 20, 22. Before I'd have my first manicure, I'd lived my whole life with this shame of these nails. I keep my nails really short and groomed right now because I'm working a lot. When I work a lot, I just keep them short and groomed. And to me, that's really what it's all about, but we'll get into that later. So I went and he had a set of artificial nails put on me because he wanted them super long. And at the end of the appointment, I'm telling you, I went from feeling so much shame that I'd had over my nails and my nail biting habit and this thing that I couldn't get rid of, to feeling like empowered, like my shoulders went back and I lifted my hands and I was using them and they were graceful. And I just had never felt like that. I just felt incredible. I felt like a woman. I felt like a feminine, girly, put together. It was like a detail that I'd never had. And I'll just tell you that so anyway, I decided that after having that manicure and having that experience, I thought, wow, well, maybe that could be my day job. Maybe I go to beauty school. Maybe I go to cosmetology school and learn how to do manicures, and I can sit down during the day, hold hands with people. Clearly, you can probably tell in this first couple of minutes of talking that I'm a people person and I love talking. So I'm going to try to keep my stories short and tight. Erin's going to help me keep my stories tight. But basically, I went to cosmetology school. I got a degree in manicuring, and I came out and started working. I had always wanted to move to New York for my singing, for the Broadway, for the jazz, for all of the things that I was singing. And so I moved. I worked doing nails for a while, got really good at it, got as good as I could, and thought, okay, time to take a chance. I moved to New York City, and it was just meant to be that I came here, not only for music, which has been really, really good to me, but got a job at the Frederick High Salon. It was very fancy. There are very fancy people there. And Bobby Brown, the makeup artist, sat in my chair literally the first week that I was there. She loved her manicure. She called Allure magazine without telling me. And she told Allure magazine there was just a new girl in town. You should come check her out. I think she's pretty good. So they came in undercover, had a manicure with me. Before I knew it, they were coming into the salon, photographing me, putting me in the magazine as one of the best manicurists in New York. And through that, first of all, that was just like, what? Mind boggling, this could happen. My phone started ringing. An agent called. An agent, I thought, for singing, but as it turns out, no, there are agents for manicurists, because on any magazine shoot, if you're working on a magazine, there is a stylist, a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a manicurist, a tailor to take the clothes in, all of these people who are really, really specialized. So I got thrown into this world just like wham bam. I was thrown into this world, and before I knew it, I was manicuring Cindy Crawford, and I was manicuring Beyonce and Mary J. Blige and Lady Gaga and Oprah. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was just these were just my clients, but they were just my clients like any, I mean, of course I was a little, kind of sort of dying, but they were my clients. And I treat everybody the same, whether you're Oprah or whether you're, the girl who lives across the hall who needs a manicure. Everybody needs to be touched the same. Everybody needs to feel the same. So I had this great career. I was working now in magazines. I had left the salon. I was doing all this stuff. I was working in fashion shows, and I was getting all of this incredible just information about the luxury customer. And I really decided during that point that I really wanted to create a product line, because I felt that the salon that I had worked in originally, Bergdorf Goodman, which is one of the fanciest salons in the country, you couldn't buy any luxury products for your nails. You could buy everything for your skin and for your hair, but if you wanted to come in and get a cuticle remover or something to take care of your cuticles or to remove your polish. So that was sort of the beginning of the Deborah Lippman brand, which is about to celebrate its 25th anniversary very, very soon. So that's kind of about me. I still do nails. I still sing. Last year I sang at Carnegie Hall with Leanne Rhymes. I'm about to sing on an album with John Minnick and David Shire. So it's, I'm still able to do both things and keep happy. But today is about nails, unless you want to ask me some music questions. I mean, everything's open. So who's got a question about summer nails, winter nails, pedicures, whatever you got for me, I'm ready.
Hello, everyone. This strange voice coming out to you is Aaron, and I will be sort of like feeding your questions to Deborah. And yeah, just write them on the chat, and we will be feeding her some of those questions for you. And then the other thing that is going to be really cool is during this webinar, we're going to be doing some polls. So all you need to do is answer the poll, and we will share the results with you. These are totally anonymous, and let's get rolling with the first one. This first one is about our pedicures, because this is a webinar about pedicures and manicures. So here is a question. Do you have pedicures during the colder months of the year? And we see people answering. Uh-oh. And please know that there's no judgment. It is okay. It is okay. You don't need to lie. we sort of know what is the answer, but I'm actually a little surprised because it's funny. Like I can see the results right now, but you can't, and Deborah still cannot. I
I
don't
have
think.
no idea what you guys are saying.
Okay, so here it is. So here are the results. So 17% of you do not do the pedicure during the winter months. 46% try to get some pedicures in between, and then about 38% actually love doing the pedicures, especially because their partner deeply dislikes their rough feet.
I love you, whoever. So is that not the truest thing? I mean, it's just not sexy to have cracks up the back of your feet because you haven't done a pedicure in 3 months, and then you get into bed and it's like on their skin or on your sheets. It's just not sexy. But I'm a big fan of pedicures should be year round. Pedicures should be year round because pedicures are for you. They're for you as much as they're for anybody else. And you want to keep, the more you do them, if you do them on a regular basis, I mean, pedicures can be done maybe every 3 weeks, maybe once a month, depending on how fast your toenails grow. But you want to keep them groomed. You want to keep the cuticle groomed. It's really important to keep the cuticle really well groomed. And if you think about it, our feet just take so much abuse. I mean, they take more abuse than anything else in our bodies, actually. So to really spend some time working on the cuticles, keeping them clean, keeping those nails filed, and then working on exfoliating the feet, keeping that, if you work on it all year, if you take, like, for instance, I don't have all my products here, but I have this, which is foot scrub. It's called Soul Mission. This is the big size, which is what I need. Oh, I love the smell of this. So this is a scrub. It comes like this, and you're gonna take it. I'll take it right now and just use it on my oh, too bad I haven't been working out. I was gonna say my calluses from working out, but apparently I don't have any because I haven't been working out. But basically, you're going to take this and just very gently, you don't need to rub it really hard, but you put a little water in it. If you add a little water to this, it actually gets hot. It warms up, which then opens the pores so that this scrub goes in a little bit deeper. But once you use this, okay, the insides of my palms are feeling really, really soft now. If you put this in your shower, keep this in your shower or on your tub, and then, do it on your feet as you're in your shower. Just add it to your routine twice a week. You won't believe the difference. Like the next time you get to, if you're the person who only gets pedicures in the summer months, you won't believe how much easier it is to get your feet into shape because they'll already be into shape. And really, the way that I feel is that your feet should be in shape for you. They are going to feel better. They're going to feel better if your nails are properly filed. They're going to feel so much better inside those, god awful shoes that we all wear that are killing our feet, giving us bunions and all those other things. So, yeah, I think it's really important to maintain your feet, once a month. I'll put a couple of products in your shower that are going to get that dead exfoliating off your feet there. We also have, we have a brand new one of this that's launched that's even better than this. This is a foot file, and it has it's double-sided. One side is very, very much more rough. So it's going to get that hard callus. It's going to get the calluses. They're on your big toes. Usually we have them there. And then it's got a smoother side. Once you use the harder side, you flip it, use the smoother side to then smooth out that skin. And then you put on this, the scrub, and your feet are going to feel divine. We have a new one that has a PTFE Teflon coating, and it's all black and it's quite chic, which isn't really the point. The point is that, I mean, I do like something that looks quite chic, but it's got this PTFE, it's a different coating on it. So it's going to last forever. And it's very, very healthy for the environment as well. And it's got that Teflon, which just is never going to, it's like a one-time buy. You're going to have that forever.
We have
so did I answer the question?
Yep. Yeah.
Did
very,
I answer
very well.
Questions
yeah, now? Like 75. I have a couple of questions here about cuticles. They just want to know how to best way to keep your cuticles hydrated. That's from Gina. We also have people asking what is the best way to keep your cuticles in good shape. I think just sort of as a general knowledge about cuticles, and also how to keep your cuticles looking good on your toes. Do we have cuticles on your toes?
Yes. Okay. So the skin in and of itself is the largest organ in our body. And so on the end of our fingers, where the nail comes out, there's cuticle there. That's the end of our skin. That's the end. Same thing on our feet. The skin ends, we have cuticle, and the cuticle is this very, very thin rim that is meant to be there. It is meant to actually be there to keep free radicals and from getting infections, having things come into your system. So it is not meant to be cut. What you want to do, and basically the good news is the grooming of the toes is, other than two little things, the grooming of the toes is exactly like the grooming of the nails. So you're going to remove your polish, you're going to file the nail. The thing that's different, talking about, I'll just go to the toes right away, is that we have, I'm not going to stick my toe up here. I know you really want to see my nasty feet. No, I'm not going to stick my toe up here. But when you, the toe is, it's a lot bigger, as like your thumb is. We want this to be straight across. What I'm sure a lot of you feel at times is that you get ingrown nails and they hurt. So that happens when you have not, you need to bring the nail in just a little bit on the toenail. You need to file it in just a tiny bit, and then have it straight across the top. If you have it straight across the top and then just a little bit filed on the sides, you're going to use a cutter like this. This is something that you can use to shorten the nail. This is not meant to trim the cuticle. This is a toenail cutter. This is a clipper. This is another kind of toenail clipper. This is flat across here. Your blade is right here. I'm gonna get you to see that the blade is right at the tip. And you can, many people use it. You would just do like one clip on the side, one clip on the other side, one clip at the tip. And that's all you need to do. And then you take your file and you should be able to quickly just finish the filing. The next thing you would do is you would buff the nail. You would buff the top of the nail, both on the fingers and on the toes. And then you would apply a cuticle remover. So this is what I'm really, really passionate. I'm passionate about all of it, but I'm very passionate about pushing back the cuticles properly and leaving them intact. So this product is called a cuticle remover, and this has potassium hydroxide in it. And when you put it on the cuticle, so the cuticle is not just at the base. Sorry that I have the smallest nails known to man to demonstrate, to show you, but the cuticle is not just at the bottom, it's anywhere the skin meets the nail. So you're going to put the cuticle remover all the way around here. Same thing on your toes. It's not just at the very, very bottom. You want to push back. You want to apply the cuticle remover to this whole area. Then you're going to take a pusher and you're going to very gently take that pusher. Let's see if I can do it in a way that you can see. Pretend I have cuticle remover on here, and you start at the top of the nail. Do you see how I'm sliding into the side? I want to get the dead skin. There will be dead cuticle on the nail plate, and that's what we're trying to remove. We're going to remove the dead cuticle that's on the nail plate, and we do that by just very gently pushing back. When you get to the corner, when you get to where the nail starts to turn, you're going to want to spend a little bit more time there and maybe do a little bit of a circular motion, because in those little corners, there's usually a lot of dead cuticle. Then you go kind of across the base. Same thing when you get to the other side, the cuticle, you can basically you can go back up to the top and head down. And that's a nice way to do it. And you do this, you do this with your cuticle pusher. You never want to hurt. This should be very, very gentle. Your fingernails should be very, very wet with the cuticle remover. Very important to use cuticle remover and not cuticle oil and not cuticle cream. There are different products for the cuticle. And this is something that I think is a big, big misconception. And I find, because guys, I jump into those salons that are just on every corner, and I'll pop in sometimes. do that, but I do have my own products with me. But I do know from historically go into these places that they will take a cuticle oil and put it on your nail and then try to push it back. So that to me is like taking, if you think about your skincare, taking a serum that is meant to super hydrate, putting a serum on your face and then trying to massage it to get the dead skin off. That's not what a serum is for. A serum is to hydrate. So a cuticle oil, this is a sample of a cuticle oil. There are many different kinds. This one has coconut and jojoba in it. Very hydrating, not very greasy. You need a tiny amount in it. So you want to, once a week for your fingers, push back the cuticle, hydrate the cuticle. In terms of every day, how do you keep your cuticles clean, or how do you keep them hydrated? Everybody's body is different, so our DNA is all different. Some of us need a drop of cuticle oil every couple of days. Some of us need one every time we wash our hands. We also have like a cuticle cream. So for those of you who have well, either you really just like a beautiful spa treatment, or you have cuticles that are really thirsty, and there are many of us that have that. I'm one of them. This is a cuticle cream, and this is actually something that has won the best of Allure. I'm not supposed to talk about products today. This is not about my products. This is about teaching you how to do your nails. So, but I will tell you about this one because it's so yum. So this is called the Cure, and this is to cure your dry cuticle. This is something that you can use at night before you go to bed. You can use it when if you're like me and you live in New York and you get in the back of the cab and you've got a couple minutes, you can just put a dab on. I've got it out here, so now I have to do it. And you just want to massage it in. Anytime that you are massaging any kind of a product into your cuticle, the matrix of your nail, where your nail is formed, is right below the cuticle. It's right below the cuticle here. So when you massage this area with any kind of a treatment product, cuticle oil, a cuticle cream, whatever, that is going to actually stimulate the growth of your nail. So your nail is going to come out better and healthier. So it's good during the week, even with your hand cream, even with your face cream. Like when I finish putting my moisturizer on my face, I take whatever's left and I give myself a quick little cuticle massage with it, because every time you do that, you are bringing the blood to that matrix and you are going to get a better, healthier nail. Did I go too far, Erin?
A little bit, but it's okay. There are so many questions. I just want everybody to know to be patient. We'll hopefully get through most of them today. And if you have more questions, please send the question on the chat. The next thing we're going to do is another poll, and this one is going to be about manicure pedicure color, because we have a few people here asking about how to do the manicure sort of like color choice. So the question is, do you match your mani-pedi color or you don't, or you do not? So people are answering right now. The answers are going in, and I am going to end the poll now. And so 18% of the people always match their hands and feet. 32% of people.
How many percent? I missed that.
18%. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
They match it. Then we have 32% that's sort of coordinated. So they go with the same color family, but it's a different color. And then 50% totally go with a different color. So that is that. And so, Deborah, the question for you is, do you normally suggest to match it, to not match it? What's the way to do it?
The answer is yes to all three. There is no wrong answer to this one. In the older days, we used to, when I was growing up, it was matchy. You really had to do a matchy. The nails needed to match the toes. Then I would say it kind of came into being a trend where you would maybe put a berry on your nail that was on the shearer side, and then a dark berry on your toe. So you were in the same color family, but they weren't matchy. And then there's the one that gave us total freedom, which is do whatever the heck you want. I mean, I think they shouldn't necessarily clash unless you're going to a grunge bar. If you're going to a grunge bar, you could have, you could do that. I think, all bets are off. All rules about nail color are no longer. You can wear white in the fall. I mean, white has been such a popular shade, period, the last couple of seasons. So there are no rules anymore, and it's about what you want to do, what makes you feel good. I think if you're the girl that's going to do a different color on your fingers and a completely different color on your toes. Thank you, Raymond Meyer, for that beautiful photograph. Excuse me, if you're going to do a different color on your fingers than on your toes, you want to maybe not be doing too much crazy stuff with your hair and makeup. You want to think about the whole thing. So when I go to work on a shoot or someone who's getting ready for a red carpet or whatever, we consider what the hair is going to look like, what the eyes are going to look like, what the lip is going to look like. So if you're going to have like big bouffant hair and super lined eye or a big dark eye and a super strong lip, you might be thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to ease up on the fingers and the toes, or you decide to just go for it. If you were in that situation where everything up here was big, I would choose fingers and toes matching, but it could be dark. You could go with something that's dark. And just want to get this one out of the way. It is totally chic to wear a short nail with a super dark polish. There were so many years that people would say, oh, I can't wear red or I can't wear black because my nails are short. Heck to the no, just as long as they're groomed and you get that cuticle really pushed back and you have a lot of area to play with on your nails, that's chic, that's cool, that's the way to go.
Fabulous. Then we have a question here about shellac. If shellac is safe on the toes, and if shellac is good for people that have thin toenails.
Okay, that is a good question. So I would say shellac to me is of the products that are out there that are something that you're going to, that are the artificial nail vibe. That to me is the easiest product to remove. Therefore, it is the one that I prefer to use the most if I'm using it on a client that wants that. So if you have thin toenails, it's interesting though, who's asking this? Is this, I'm trying to see.
It just says user.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a Zoom user.
Zoom user, you. I think that shellac is, I'm curious to know whether your nails are also thin. Because it's interesting.
She's saying that her nails are stronger than the toenails. The toenails are thinner than the, right.
Girlfriend, what are you doing to your toenails? Are you wearing a lot of pointy shoes that might be half a size too small? You don't have to answer, you can just think about it. I would say shellac is something that's good for a thin-toed nail, but just like with anything that you're doing, when you go to remove it, you really, really have to make sure you're removing just the shellac and not your nail, especially if you have thin nails, because if you have thin nails already, when you're removing any kind of an enhancement, whether it's a gel or a shellac or a dip, any of those products, almost always you take a little piece of your nail with it. So that's why I'm just always cautious. I want to make sure that my client really understands what could happen. That no matter how careful I am, there's always a chance that a little piece of the nail is going to come off. And if you've already got thin nails, then you're defeating the purpose. If you know that your nails have been thin your whole life, your toenails have been thin your whole life, then make shellac your go-to. Don't continue to wear it. Don't take it off. And then if you're not taking it off all the time, if you don't try to take, I think the problem is when we take it off and then try to go, oh, well, why are my nails all breaking now? Well, probably they were breaking before you put shellac or whatever enhancement it is on it. So you just need to be cautious with that. But yeah, that shellac is a good choice for anyone for the for an enhancement. I'm seeing a question here that I just want to answer. Caroline says, is a dry Pedi mani better than the regular? So I kind of think that I might have been the person who started doing the dry manis. And I think personally, I really like doing them. I started doing them because of working on set. But the thing that's a benefit to them is that when your toes get wet, or your fingers, when you're soaking in it. When you're soaking in it, your nail expands. So by the time your pedicure, your mani pedi is done and they polish your nail has not gotten back to it hasn't shrunk back to its normal size. So when you polish, you're going to have some nicks earlier than if you don't, and then if you use the dry manicure pedicure. Does that make sense? That is really a very, very good benefit to it. There are a lot of people who do dry haircuts. That John Sahag was famous in New York for doing dry haircuts. Amazing. They're a choice. I think that when you're doing the feet, you're going to need to use, we have maybe a callus softener, maybe a scrub that can go over all of the foot is great. And you will use a little bit of water to get that off, but your toenails are not dipped in the water. Therefore, they do not get spread. So your polish is going to stay on longer. The short answer is the polish stays on longer, and the rest of the manicure pedicure is not doesn't have any change or effect that's different or bad for you or one way or the other. It is nice to sit in a bowl of warm water. That is kind of delicious.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Then we have Michelle asking, what recommendations do you have for someone like her for winter care, someone that lives in Minnesota, for example? So it's a cooler month. What do you do?
Minnesota is one of my best friends lives in Minnesota, and boy, do we have wild times. You kids are wild out there. You're wild. You're going to want to really, really, really hydrate a lot when you're in the freezing cold temperatures. You want to protect your hands. You want to, you don't want to go out without gloves. You just don't. You want to wear the gloves, get in the car, take them off again, maybe if it's a pain and whatever, but you want to really keep your nails and whether it's your fingers or your toes, you're going to want to wear socks or tights or both. I get cold all the time, so I'm a both kind of a girl for situations like that. And you're going to want to hydrate all the time. You want to really, really hydrate. So where if you say I'm going to hope that we all take our moisturizer for our hands, and every time we wash our hands, we should reapply. Few of us actually do that, but that is a nice thing to do. And it's a nice goal to have to reapply. And if you're living in a super, super cold climate, you really want to do that. And you want to do some treatments, like maybe once a week, you could do once a week or once a month, you could do a treatment where this is something that I like to do. I'll take a dense, first I'll do a scrub on my hands. I do like a little spa thing. I'll do a little hand scrub, a little foot scrub, massage, put the cuticle oil. I will slather cuticle oil all over my hands. And then I will slather my hands with a really rich hand cream that is dense, and just really layer it on. While you're doing this, you want to wet some towels, like hand towels, a couple of hand towels, either just wet them under hot water, or what I really love to do is just put them before I do all this, put them in the dryer for a few minutes so that they get super hot. Take them out, wrap your hands in it, sit down, let that just open the pores of your hands and just get into that into your skin, get a deeper treatment. It's like you're taking yourself to the spa, but you can sit and watch a, few minutes of whatever the latest hot show is. What's The Last of Us? Is that the show that everybody's watching that I can't watch?
We
So
love to watch.
sit and watch for 10 minutes and then take it off. And all of that moisture won't still be there. It will have gone into your hands, and then you just massage it in. And it's a great to do like an extra treatment like that. It takes 10 minutes. Or you can stretch it out and have it longer, but you can do your feet, and putting those hot towels around, whether you just wring them off in the sink, like hot, and then wring them off and then wrap them around. Absolutely so delicious. And your skin just feels like butter when you're done.
Yep. And I'm just going to say, because, we like to brag about stuff every now and then, we just won this award, like it was announced today on New Beauty, Best Foot Scrub. This, I think, would be amazing for Minnesota. And you know why? Because it's self-heating. It's delicious. So just scrub. I do love this product. It's delicious. So yeah, something to think about.
Very exciting when we win awards.
Yeah, and it literally was today, people. So hope you give us some love. We also want to know over here, what are the best supplements for nails, and is there a way to stop peeling and cracking of the nails on the side of the nails?
Okay, if you're having peeling and cracking on the side of the nails, that's usually a sign to me that you are filing incorrectly if it's on the side of the nail. So let me take a file. So I like to use a very thin file, very thin file, so that you can really get it into the side of your nails. So hard for me to demonstrate, guys. But let's see. So we have our cuticle here. We talked about this before, along the side here. I use that. I put my file in there and use that area as if it's a ruler. Now, can you see how my file is coming straight up? So I'm going to come straight up. I think the biggest mistake, if you're getting splits on the sides of the nails, what you're doing is slicing in this way. And what you want to do is you want to have about 1/8 of an inch of the white part of your nail, the free edge of your nail. You want that to be showing for about 1/8 of an inch before you file inwards. And it's just so common that as we're filing our nails that look how easy it is to that's just naturally where it goes. If I'm not paying too much attention, that is going to slice in, and that's going to cause my nail to peel and break. So it's about filing straight out. And then when you get to go to do the tip of the nail, you're just going to I'm going to try to very gently go in one direction and really watch where you're going. And you don't need to go all the way down. You just need to go to the tip, let 1/8 of an inch of white show, and voila. And when you're filing your nails, here's another, just since we're on filing nails, I would put your arm on a table and have it be stable. Doing it in the air like I was that's just asking for trouble. I'm just asking to make a problem. So if I had a table right here, I would lay my hand here, and I would put my other arm that I'm going to use. I'm lefty, so I would put my elbows on the table, and I would use that so that it's really, I've got some, what's the word that I'm looking for? I've really got
stability.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I knew he was going to know the word I was looking for. I've got stability, as opposed to trying to do it in the air where you can just so easily make a mistake. The other question that was about my nails peel and crack. What are the best supplements? That is the ongoing question of life. In my nail lacquer, I have biotin, which is known to be one of the supplements that are supposed to help your nails. And this is the other thing that is sort of like, all of our skin is different. We all have different DNA. So different things are going to work for different people. I'm just this is not something that has been vetted, but I have had I have had a girlfriend for like 25 years, and I went to see her the other day, and I went to spend the weekend at her house, and I looked at her hands. I was like, what is going on with your nails? Like, she had these out of nowhere. She's not somebody who is a big, taking care of the grooming. I mean, she grooms her nails, but she's not a big, like, having long nails. And she had these long nails. And I was like, what is going on? And she started taking collagen supplements completely for something else, like a powdered collagen supplement. And she said it's the only thing that she can figure out that has changed in her diet. She has a really, really good diet, and her diet hadn't changed. The only thing she had added was this collagen. And then I've been doing a little bit of research, and it's, I'm not, don't say Deborah Lippman said. Deborah Lippman said that she said, what I'm saying is, let's look into it. Let's all look into it and see if collagen couldn't be bad for us if we were going to take that anyway. But if any of you have tried collagen or take collagen and have had that experience, let us know, because I thought it was pretty exciting.
Excellent.
The other thing that you can do,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so you can take, there are a lot of vitamins out there that say that they're good for the hair, skin, and nails, and some people are really successful with them. I have really thin hair. I used to have a lot more hair when I was younger, but anyway, I have really thin, fine hair, and I have really, really thin nails. As I've gotten older, I've gotten even less hair and even thinner, finer hair. I've done the Viviscal. I've done the, what's the new one that's doing commercials?
Nutrafol.
I don't know. I've done the Nutrafol. It hasn't worked for me. That does not mean it's going to not work for somebody else, but I, did the big investment and really took it and was really like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get hair. And, now I'm going to go just probably invest in some hair extensions or decide that I'm okay with short hair. What do you guys think? Should I stay with short hair?
Like the short hair.
You like the short hair?
I just want to say, so one of the people visiting us today, Cindy, is saying that even though she's 68 years old, her doctor recommended taking prenatal vitamin to help her nails.
Okay, so, Cindy, I think that is something that I have seen. I've never talked to a doctor that has approved it for, I should have, because I should do that. But I have not seen a pregnant woman whose nails have not grown from those prenatals. And once they have the baby and stop doing it, their nails go back to natural. So I think if those vitamins are safe for us, and I'm really happy to hear that your doctor prescribed them for you or said that you can use them, I think that's great. And I have heard that from a lot of people. I haven't tried it myself, but note to self, that's going to be next on my fun list.
Fabulous. And we have time for about 2 more questions, just so you know. So the next question is, how do you cap nails that do not have a free edge without making a mess?
Very slowly and very carefully. So there are a couple things that you could do if you really, so that would be me. I am that girl, because my nails don't come over the top of my nail. But what I do is I take my thumb and I pull the pad of my skin down. Let me open up a polish. I'll open up, and I will take the majority of the polish off. So you can see that as I'm doing it here, I'm not taking it off the tip. I'm just taking it off like the stem of the brush, so that I only have a very, very little bit on the tip. Then I pull the nail down and I come at the nail. Let me do it here so can you see better if I'm there? So I come at the nail sort of straight almost straight on. Pull it down, keep pulling as I go to the side. I need to pull the other side. I need to pull that side down. And I can get all the way across. And that's such a good question. And girls, you've got to cap with every layer, your base coat, both coats of color, and your top coat. It's really, really important to cap your nails because your polish is going to last like days longer. This is actually, as I'm telling you this, this specific little tip here, there's also something else you can do. You can use a nail art brush, which I don't have any right at my handy. They're very, very, very thin, very, very, very thin. And the difficulty with those is they're usually long, and so they kind of bend and can be a bit wobbly. So try to find a nail art brush, a really, really thin brush that is short. And this brings me to something that I'm really excited about that we just launched. And it's something that people have been asking me to do for, I don't know how many years, but I've trained so many manicurists over the years. I've trained so many people in salons, and I've trained many, many, many a woman like you who just is interested in nails. And I've gone into stores and I've done master classes, and they're always so much fun because I'm so passionate about the details. And so what we did over the last few months is we created a course that is every single detail to creating your own perfect at-home manicure. So it's going to have details like that. It's like every single detail of how do you, I go way into detail on how you file and how do you push that cuticle. It's a lot longer than what I did now. I don't know how many chapters it's a lot of chapters. You can watch it, you can pause it, you can rewind it. At the end of teaching every single step of the manicure, I had a girl who had never done her nails before come and sit with me, and she watched the course, and I taught her how to do her nails, and she polished her nails first time with red polish. And it was so exciting because it was like, wow, this works. She understands it. Her nails were all, even, they're long. She was able to file them. So it's called the course. It's available online. We are offering it right now because it's pretty new. What we're doing is we're offering a bunch of nail products that come with it so that you can use these products as you're doing the course. And then also, yes, there we go. We have the polish remover to go, files, the smooth operator buffer, the stainless steel cuticle pusher, which you'll use for your whole life. That's great. Also, the stainless steel cuticle pusher is double-sided, so it's really great for the difficult cuticle that you can get specifically on your toenails. Cuticle remover and cuticle oil, a 2-second nail primer, which keeps your nail polish on longer. All about that base coat, which is a rich filling base coat that you can wear by itself and it looks really great and matte. And the high and dry top coat, which has hemp, and it is, but it's a very, very excellent quick dry, and 2 nail polishes. So you get over $100 value in nail products. So as you do the course, you'll be able to use all of those products. And in addition, what we're offering right now, and it's going to end actually at the end of today, it's like 4:00 here in New York. It's at probably 6 or 7 o'clock. They'll shut it off. But if you buy the course today, you're going to get a half an hour one-on-one session with me where I help you go through the course. Just like this, it'd be you, except for I can't see you guys right now, but it would be you and me looking at each other, and I'd be saying, do this, do that. So that is available, and it's really fun, and you can tell that I'm passionate about teaching. So I'm very excited to have this, and we've had just really great comments from the people that have taken it, that things that they had just misunderstood for years. So it's very, very in-depth. It's very, very in-depth. Don't be scared of that. But hopefully, what we're finding is that people are coming out and able to do their own nails. And I mean, the amount of money that you'll save over the years by being able to do that is, epic. So, so I recommend the course, and I think you'll really, really learn a lot. And please don't judge my hair because I had to do it myself. And by the time we were done shooting, I was just like, oh my God. Aaron, who's on the call, he's like, it's not about your hair, Deborah, it's about the nails. I'm like, okay.
It's about the nails.
Okay, but you know how we are.
I might be saying the name incorrectly, but Lazel or Lazel, she is with us today, and she actually took the course, and she says it was awesome. So we have time for one more question, which is, what is the best way to get rid of calluses?
Okay, calluses on your feet?
Yes.
Okay, for calluses on your feet, there are one of the best things to do is to really take care of them more often, to buff them more often. So I would put something like this, a paddle like this, in your shower, so that you add it onto your routine. You keep either the scrub, which I'm very excited we won the award on that, the foot scrub in, because it's going to be rough. It roughens up. It also has that heating factor that is so delicious. But you put this on and then you work it off. We also have a product called Get Off that I don't have near me, that is a spray, and it's just, you spray it on. So you could do this if you were doing a dry pedicure too, or if you were just sitting, you could just sit with your feet over the tub. Sometimes that's what I do. I just am not in a shower or bath mode. I just sit with my butt on the side of the tub, and I have my Get Off, which is a callus softener. So you spray that on only where the calluses are, and then wait 4 or 5 minutes for it to activate, and then you take your buffer and you buff it. The reason that it becomes so difficult is if you wait for months. If you are the girl that only does her nails in the spring and summer, it's going to be harder because that callus just builds and builds and builds. So the best thing to do is just, like your cuticles, do it on a regular basis. So if you get in a regular basis of, the first couple of times that you do this, take your calluses down, it's going to take longer. But once you get into really a habit of doing it once every, a couple of times a week, when you get into the shower, you won't believe the difference, and it becomes easy. And then they don't go on the sheets, and they look sexy when you're wearing those sexy sandals. So, and then you must moisturize. Also, that's the other thing, is if you moisturize more often, you won't have all of that callus build up. Does that answer that?
I think so, yes. And this next, we're going to do one last poll, which is more for us to learn what are the biggest issues you have with your feet.
What are the biggest issues you have with your feet? Oh,
yeah,
we have a poll.
Yeah, we have a poll. So, ingrown nails, toenail fungus, bunions, calluses, or dry, cracked heels. Excellent.
I like the polls.
So, yeah, I love the polls. So it looks like calluses is the number 1, followed by dry, cracked heels. Then we have a tied with ingrown nails and toenail fungus, and one sad person with bunions. That's the bunions. I'm sorry about that. Those hurt. Thankfully, I don't have them, but I feel for you.
So a bunion situation, you need to get yourself to a podiatrist. Like, don't let a manicurist. So here's the thing: manicurists are not doctors. We are not doctors of feet. Podiatrists are doctors of feet. So quite a few of you have said that you have toenail fungus. My question is, how do you know? A lot of people think they have a fungus, and it's really maybe just they've been wearing too much polish for too long. Could be a lot of things. If you think you have fungus, please make an appointment with a podiatrist. Don't ask your manicurist, because we're going to give you an opinion because we like to chat. That's part of why we like our job. We'll probably give you an opinion, but really you should go to the podiatrist to have it tested. They have to take a piece of it. They have to send it out. They don't even know when they look at it. They don't know by looking at it. They have to send it out. And so I would do that. In terms of calluses, those guys, the good news is you can start taking care of those today. You just start working on those calluses, twice a week, 3 times a week. You'll start to really, when you get in the habit of doing it all the time and not letting it go, when you let it go, they just build up and build up and build up. So, there are products that are going to help you. And it's really becomes easy to do if you get a pedicure like once every few months, and they get all that, they get it down quite a bit, then that is, for sure the time to start. But I would say the time to start is tonight or tomorrow. Like as soon as you can start, just like getting, like I go like this. Sorry, that looks, I should have it. Yeah, my mom used to not like it when I would go like this. Sorry, Mom. I just want to thank you all so much for coming and being with us. This is so much fun, and I love sharing about nails, and we're going to try to do these every couple of, whenever you guys want them. Like, if you, most likely you got this because you're signed up for our emailer. So, that's great. Reminder about the course that the course, and also when you buy the course, that you have it forever. It's like you have access to it forever. So, if you want to have the one-on-one training with me, that is going to, I think they're cutting that off later today. So we'll give you a few hours to sign up for it today to get the one-on-ones with me. And I just want you to know that anything in life is possible, whatever your dreams are. I mean, here I am, 64 years old. I've manicured, pretty much everyone I would ever want to meet. Maybe Michelle Obama might be on my list. There might be a few people that I haven't met yet. There's a few people I haven't met yet. But there are, I just want you to know that, like, doing your hands, like I hope that you're interested in this today because you feel the way that I felt that first time that I had a manicure and was like, wow, this is just, I want to feel like this. And I'm so glad that I'm able to share this with you. And just as we close, I'll give you just a little hint of what I do in my other life. And that is Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, oh, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Thank you for coming. Please email us, get in touch with us. Let us know that you have had success after today's webinar and what kind of things you would like to talk about in the next webinar. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being interested in nails, and especially for being interested in healthy, natural nails. Have a great day.